What is up, everybody? It's Ariel here, and welcome to the first of many videos on this channel that I'm glad to do. This is the very first card review that I am doing after a long hiatus. Now that I have my own YouTube Yu-Gi-Oh channel for you guys to watch, you can see a lot more of this stuff. So make sure you subscribe and make sure that you are tuned in so that you don't miss anything. So, in this video, we're going to be reviewing the Sin Dragon Magician. Now, I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a long time, so I'm not as knowledgeable as I used to be because all the new stuff that came out, that came out after my hiatus and now. So some of you may be familiar with the way that I used to do these. It used to be very informative because I know that Yu-Gi-Oh, Wiki they don't really have the best options, or they don't have enough insight as I used to have when it came to the way I used to review these. So I'm gonna go back in another time, and I'm going to review these cards that I may have missed so that it can make more sense out of what's out now. So I may not be as knowledgeable, but most definitely I'm bringing it to your attention that this card is out, and that's what this review is all about. Um, so we have the Sin Dragon Magician coming in Raging Tempest, October 8th, and it's a Dark Spellcaster Pendulum Effect Monster level 7, Pendulum Scale 2, attack 2400, defense 1000. Description: the Pendulum Effect, once per turn, you can target one face-up monster on the field. It becomes a dragon type until the end of your opponent's turn, even if this card leaves the field. Monster Effect, once per turn, you can make this card become dragon type until the end of this turn. Synchro, Fusion, or Exceed monster using this card on the field as a material gains its effect. If it battles a dragon type monster, attack becomes double its original attack during the damage step only. So this is an anti-dragon card, basically. I don't know what this is gonna go good with, but since let's say for example you already have a dragon, you know, type mon. Well, all right, let me say it like this. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, um, I don't know what I was thinking about, but it was gonna lead to this, so I might as well just say this. Since this card is very anti-dragon, right? Since that's what it's saying basically, it's anti-dragon. The first thing that comes to mind is DNA surgery. That's the first thing that comes to mind. DNA surgery. Change all the monsters on the field to dragon type, and boom, you basically can take advantage of that effect at any time you battle. So even though the effect only works with the monster that used it as a synchro fusion or or an exceed material, it's still um it's still a good strategy to have because if you use, I mean, this card isn't limited, well, at least not the time being. I don't see them limiting this card at all um, in the near or distant future, unless they come up with something super overpowered and they have to do it. But I don't see them doing that with this card in the future. Um, because it's all with cards like this, as well as like Blackluster Soldier and many other cards. There's no guarantee that you're gonna go up against a dragon monster. Like a dragon type monster. So DNA surgery kind of puts you in a position to where you're always going to go up against that, you know, and you can form your strategy around a card like this because this could be like your ace, and I'm pretty sure this is a magician monster, and I can't remember what the names of the cards were because I've been out of Yu-Gi-Oh for so long, but there were cards that can search out these magician archetypes, you know, so most definitely you'll be able to pull this from your deck easy. That's not going to be a problem. You can pull this from your build relatively easy. So maxing this out at 3 and having those searches available to you. Not to mention that since you're able to change a face-up monster on the field to a dragon type, even if this leaves the field, um, you can take advantage of other cards. Even though I would say Dragon Treasure, but I can't imagine anybody using Dragon Treasure in 2016. That right there just it don't make any sense. I mean, that's like an old Dragon Power Up card. I don't see nobody using Dragon Treasure in 2016 or even in the future. Um, not saying it can't be helpful because as long as your attack points is 100 points higher than like whatever you're targeting, and I guess in that sense, but still, in general, nobody's using Dragon Treasure anymore. It just doesn't make any damn sense in 2016. So, and in going into the future as well, like the card is just too outdated. Um, but there's other Dragon support cards that you'll be able to use. As far as that monster remaining on the field. Because once it hits the graveyard, it goes back to its original type. You bring it back to your hand, it's back to its original type. It hits the field again for that second, for the time after that, it's back to its original type. If it gets flip face down or flip face back up, all those effects get erased. It has to remain face up on the field for that type change to keep effect. Um, because it only says that it remains that way when this monster leaves the field. Once the monster that this card's effect targets gets flip face down or leaves the field, then it's no longer a dragon type unless it was a dragon type prior to, you know, this effect change. But yeah, man, that's it's a relatively good card. I can't think of I know they got cards out there that you'll be able to use in, with this. I just can't think of the names because I've been out of Yu-Gi-Oh for so long, so don't get mad at me. But yeah, man. So link to this card is going to be in the description. You guys can check it out, and I'll see you for the next card review.